So another interesting topic, arthroscopic all inside ACL reconstruction. Uh, we know very well there are two bundles in the ACL. One is the AM and the PL bundle, and there's been extensive study on it. We all agree with that. And we're going to talk about how the evolution of all inside ACL have come. And this is a conventional transtibial portals. Most of us have changed from the transtibial to the transportal portals to make the anatomic fixations. So to achieve the anatomic location of the ACL on the femoral end, it was very difficult to make it through the transtibial. So all of us shifted to the transportal technique. But the main challenge in the transportal technique is the positioning of the limb while operating. You can see this image. We need to keep the knee in 110 degrees to 120 degrees so that you get the angle of the alignment. And the second most problem is while passing the guide wires as well as the remus through the anteromedial portal, sometimes you can accidentally damage the lateral femoral condyle. That is another issue. Medial femoral condyle. That is another major issue. And the last thing is when you keep the knee flexion, sometimes the visualization is affected if you're not taking much of your fat. But so you need to take more of fat, and the visualization is also not clear. So it had a very long cues. That is, one is the position, that is holding in 110 degrees. Second thing is visualization. You need to remove the excess fat and the instrumentation, the guide wire passage and reamer passage. And sometimes you can get a short tunnel. So you need to be cautious while making, and sometimes you will end up in making a wrong tunnel because the visualization is from the anterolateral portal and you're guiding through the anteromedial portal. So that sometimes the visualization on the lateral aspect might not be very clear. And if you are very low in making the exit, sometimes you can injure the nerve also. And not, of course, like sometimes if you are using the reamers and if you're flexing the knee, not very careful, you can damage the medial femoral cartilage also. So on seeing all these aspects, you need to have a very long learning curve, and it is very difficult also. And moreover, a lot of surgeons are doing in anteromedial portal technique, but still, we thought like from transtibial, we shifted to the transportal, but we're going to talk about the all inside, which is much simpler and easier in establishing the anatomic ACL reconstruction with an excellent to good results following this technique. So this is a small video of animation which is developed by the Arthrex. You can see the jig is passed from the anterolateral aspect. The visualization is from the anteromedial portal. You can see very clearly the tunnels and the guide wire is passed. Then you can see the key is a flip cutter which works as a guide wire as well as the reamer, and it is making tunnels on the femoral as well as the tibial side. Then we pass the sutures on both ends. Now we pass the tight rope which is attached to the ACL graft on both the ends, and it is fixed on the femoral as well as tibial with the help of the tightrope buttons. So this is a small animation video. This is what we're going to do now. And we have done small modification. This is the concept of W. We take only the semitendinosus graft, and you can see the view as a image of W. You can see. So we don't make it as a circle. So I make this technique, and we have customized this technique while doing the all inside technique. Once this is done, you can see the passage of the graft. We take two tight ropes. The key here, the key here is two tight ropes on the femoral as well as the tibial end. The first loop is passed over the first tight rope, and the second, both the bundles are passed through the second tight rope. You can see both the tight ropes on both the ends. Bring one of these limbs to the other ends. You can see one limb is taken to, both the limbs are taken to the distal ends. And we use the Hallis forceps to hold them in position. Now you can see, but both the loops are going around, and both the ends of the semitendinosus graft are on the distal aspect. So now we make all the four strands into a single strand. We suture it all together. So for this suturing, we use the fiber wire through and through all the bands, and we make a circular also. So now I'm making a circlage around the semitendinosus graft with the help of the fiber wire. So after doing this, I'll make another whip stitch around it, and we tie all together, all four strands together, so that it doesn't slip on it. So this till then, this is the conventional all inside technique. So once this is done, the suture is buried underneath so that it doesn't come in the way while you're passing the graft. So now the sutures are done. So from this point, I'm going to highlight here. So like the regular conventional ACs, what we do is like we take the extremity and gracilis and we make a whip stitch through and through so that the fixation is on the tibial side. So you can see the same fiber wire is taken up and the suture is started from the distal end and one tip of this fiber wire is left alone. You can see that one tip is down and we make multiple stitches through all the 4 strands. You can see very well that I'm passing through and through all the strands so that it is getting caught into it so that it doesn't slip on each other. So this will give an additional stability to all the strands of the semitendinosus graft. And moreover, the sutures is both the ends of the sutures are taken out. You can see this is the strand which is sutures coming from the whip stitch of the semitendinosus with the loose ends. And this is coming through this is the tightrope which is coming on the looped on the graft. So once this is done, we see the size of the graft. Most of the time we get 8+, most of the time. 8, 9 and 10 depends upon the patient. And now the view is from the anterolateral portal. Now the shaver is taken and we remove this remnant of the ACL from the femoral attachment. Once these remnants are taken out, the jig is passed. This is the femoral ACL jig, so the camera is from the anteromedial portal, that is the end-on view, and the jig is coming from the anterolateral portal. You can see that jig, and the jig has markings in it from 20, 15, like that, so that we know where you are placing it. So the jig is from the outside in technique. You can see the markings here. Yeah, so once this jig is placed in position, I'll come again, sir. And remove the remnant of the ACL which is there. Now the jig, this is called the ACL jig on the femoral side, which passes from the anterolateral portal, and the view is from the anteromedial portal. We have an end-on view on the medial surface of the lateral femoral condyle. See, you can see that jig is going and it is getting placed exactly over the stump of the ACL. And once we pass it, we can measure from outside. You can see the measurement here. It is around 35 mm. Now the guide wire is passed. The guide wire is called the flip cutter. The flip cutter is passed into it. When this flip cutter is passed, and the tip of the flip cutter can be flipped out. Once it is flipped down, it works as a reamer. So now it is the reverse reaming is done, and femoral socket is made. Once the femoral socket is made, the sutures are passed from the femoral as well as the tibial side. The tibial side, it is the same technique. You can see the flip cutter is passed, and the tip of the flip cutter is flipped out, and it is reverse ream. Once it is reverse ream, we need to do only the desired amount of the reaming, either 25 to 30 mm. We did not even ream more, and the suture from the tibial end was also passed. Here in this stage, we pass both sutures at the same time, and we do the marking of the button on the graft, and now the button is pulled from the femoral side. You can see the button is getting pulled. Once the button is getting pulled, and we can reduce with the tightrope, which is, most of us know, the adjustable loop, the same system. You can see the graft is being pulled out onto the femoral socket. Likewise, through the tibial socket, the button is getting pulled out through the tibial socket here, and the graft is reduced. Once the graft is reduced, we can tighten it, and here we keep both the sutures on the sides. The white suture is the tightrope, and the blue suture is the fiber which is coming from directly from the graft. So by this technique, we can have an additional fixation of the graft so that the graft doesn't have a slippage and it is very strong. So this is the final fixation of the all inside technique using tightrope and fiber wire. So the main advantage is the position. The knee is kept in 90 degrees. You do not remove the fat pad, and you need not have an assistant to hold it in position. The entire procedure is clearly visualized, and there is a separate jig It's called the outside in jig, so that the jig placement is from outside. You can see from the femoral side, and all the measurement is done outside, so that you can measure before you make the guide wire pass. So it is very simple. And the flip cutter is the key here, where you can flip it, which works as a guide wire as well as a reamer. It's a single stage. You don't need to pass guide wire, reamer, two stage. It's a one stage procedure, and it's always easier. And it is directly measured anatomic placement of the femoral tunnel, and without making any additional accessory medial portals. That's the main advantage of this technique. We use only one graft. This semitendinosus gracilis can be used for the future for other grafts also. And that is the main advantage, as well as there is a fixation is cortical on both ends, as well as the femoral, as well as on the tibial ends. And there are a lot of biomechanical studies supporting that the outside in technique is also equivalent from the transportal technique, and you can give a similar amount of output from the anteromedial portal technique as well as the outside in technique. And the tunnel placement is more accurate than the transtibial technique, which have been supported by many studies. So the main advantage is you have a very less pain, and the bone removal is also very, very less. And we need to have more study on it. We are working on it. In fact, in future, we tend to have more studies on the all inside techniques. And the main advantage is the anatomic placement, and even in skeletally immature patients like the pediatric age groups, we can use this technique, which has been published by Lobowitz in 2015. And usually, the main advantage is the low pain on the other side. But only thing is sometimes the failure can be there because the patient started on early sporting. But in our study, we had an excellent results almost for 400 patients for the past past 9 years. So to conclude, it is an easy, reliable technique. Everybody can follow it, and it has a less pain and vast core. And the anatomic tunnel placements are more accurate compared to the other techniques, and complication rates are very less. And we remove only less bone. We make only sockets. We are not removing the entire bone like the transportal techniques, where the tibial bones are completely removed off. And the fixation is also under vision, where you have a double fixation on the tibial side, as well as fixation of cortical fixation on both femoral as well as on the tibial side with the help of the buttons. And thank you.